For the first time in 285 days, New Canaan girls basketball has a home game. Well, that's the good news. The bad news is New Canaan's opponent for their home opener tonight has a 7-game win streak over the Rams. It's Norwalk and New Canaan, and it's live on NCTV 78. Hello, everyone. Coming to you from a New Canaan High School gym, joined by Jackson Easley. It's Ian Nicholas back again. Yeah, I know you missed me, or at least I missed you. And been off at college, doing this, doing that. Back for the first time since June, but it's not about me, Jackson. Even though I want it to be about me, it's not what it's about me. It's about this Norwalk team, which really over the last year has really plateaued after a great 4-year run, which saw a 69-11 record, a state championship, and some great stuff. Before we talk about that, let's go to the floor. It seems like Bill Brown is going through the starting lineups in just a few moments. Again, Ian Nicholas, Jackson Easley, the rest of the NCTV crew live from New Canaan High School gym for the New Canaan girls basketball home opener.
When you're in the gym. Thank you very much, folks. Lineups in just a second.
So, Jackson, I'll pose a quick question to you as just going over the COVID-19 mandates here. As you know, the Omicron variant still extremely strong as ever. The big thing, Jackson, in this game is going to be a Norwalk team struggling 0-2 to start the year. Meanwhile, New Canaan, a great start to the season, 1-0 and a big victory last week. So how does the team down in the dumps get itself picked up early on in the year?
Well, obviously, the team's got to come out hot, got to put some shots up early, try to get a nice little streak going. This is obviously a very pivotal game for them. They got to turn around that kind of rocky start to their season and kind of try to bring back the former glory for Norwalk here. So they're definitely going to want to start on a good tone with the shooting and get hot from 3.
That they do. We're going to go through the starting lineups right now, so we'll take a quick break, go over to the PA man, Bill Brown.
To New Canaan High School for tonight's FCI girls basketball game between the Norwalk Bears and the New Canaan Rams. Now let's meet tonight's starting lineups. First for Norwalk High School. Number 2, Rose Kennerly. Number 4, Camila Martinez. Number 15, Tiffany Martinez. Number 23, Lamia Ashley. And number 34 is Serenity Mayhew. Head coach of the Bears is Evan Kelly. And now let's meet the starting lineup for the 2021 New Canaan Rams. Number 10, Anna Barnard. Number 11, Maddie Donaldson. Number 12, Natalie Lusker. Number 30, Bella DeFelice. And number 33, Bella Mandel. Head coach of the Rams is Kim Palmer. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please rise for the playing of the Star Spangled Banner.
All right, back to the action here. So as you heard Bill Brown say, the starting lineups are cemented in place. In the starting five for New Canaan, it includes number 10, Anna Barnard, number 11, the star of his team at the moment, Maddie Donaldson, number 12, Natalie Plasker, and a pair of Bellas, number 30, Bella DeFelice, and number 33, Bella Mandel. Meanwhile, for the visiting Norwalk Bears, the starting five includes number 2, Rose Kennerly, number 4, Camilla Martinez, number 15, Tiffany Martinez, number 23, Lemia Ashley, and number 34, Serenity Mayhew. The Norwalk Bears, coached by third-year man Evan Kelly, a former player in the program who graduated back in 2010. Meanwhile, New Canaan, coached by 10th-year coach and current New Canaan High School physical education teacher Kim Palmer. It will be DeFelice and Ashley at the tip to get things going from New Canaan High School. New Canaan 1-0 to start their season after a big win over Bassick last week, 44-5. No, I didn't say that incorrectly. 44-5. The Lions only scored 5 points against New Canaan. Meanwhile, the Bears 0-2 heading into tonight.
It'll be very interesting to see here if the Rams defense can have a back-to-back strong performance holding their opponents under double digits.
Well, it was the first time in 16 years, Jackson, that New Canaan had held an opponent under double digits. I'd say it's more of a fluke, but hey, let's see if lightning strikes twice from a New Canaan eye. New Canaan swinging it around the perimeter. The Rams playing without two of their starters, Lucia Cravato and Megan Driscoll, the captain, out of the lineup with injuries. In the corner, it's Mandel. Now going baseline, tightrope in the sideline, deflected out of play, and Mandel trying to get it back is out of bounds. Turnover, New Canaan on the opening possession.
They were trying to set it up there for Donaldson. It was open on the wing for a three. She's one of their most talented shooters.
That she is. Out of the 44 points that Bassick scored last week, or excuse me, New Canaan scored last week, Donaldson scored 22 of them. As I told, or as Coach Palmer told me before the game, she is really coming into her own in her junior season. Three from the wing, and it goes down for Tiffany Martinez, and the Bears strike first, 3-0.
A little bit of a defensive breakdown there. She was left open on the wing.
On the far wing, it's Barnard. So Barnard in the starting lineup, and so is Mandel with the injuries to Cravato and Driscoll, leaving New Canaan playing small ball with DeFelice being their lone big. Mandel over to Plasker. Plasker crosses over left. Mandel now driving right, hoists up a shot, and it splashes in for New Canaan's first field goal of the night.
That was a very impressive shot and way to use her space. She was shooting over a much taller defender there, so it's always nice to see a smaller player finish in the paint.
Ball stripped loose by Plasker. Now here goes Barnard on the attack, who will miss the lay-in. Rebound to Kennerly. Minute and a half into this game. Some sloppy play so far from both sides. A turnover apiece. Slowing down the offense is Ashley, one of the 4 seniors on this Norwalk squad. Norwalk, over its last 2 seasons, just 1-9 and 0-2 this year, with losses early on to Ward and Staples, looking to rebound in their 3rd game on the season. On the wing, it's Ashley, guarded closely by Mandel, and now here is Kennerly. New Canaan sticking with the man-to-man. Now getting it down low to the block, under the hoop, it's denied. Offensive rebound, kick out 3. Offline, another offensive board in, making it and 1. Serenity Mayhew. Second offensive board of the possession for Norwalk. Count the foul.
The Rams are really struggling to box out here early in the game. Mayhew already has several rebounds, and if they're going to give them those second chance buckets, it's going to be a difficult game defensively for the Rams.
Barnard commits the foul, and it will be the junior, Nola Kammerer, checking in for her. 5-2 Norwalk, jumping out to the early lead. They can make it a 4-point lead here. Mayhew does not. Rebound Donaldson. Plasker, one of the most experienced players on this New Canaan squad, gives it up to her fellow junior. Donaldson off the screen, sets up for 3, and off the back of the iron, it does not go. Extra bounce. DeFelice fighting with 2 Norwalk players, and it will stay in New Canaan possession thanks to her efforts. To inbound from the baseline, Mandel. Donaldson, catch and shoot triple. Oh, so smooth. And Maddie Donaldson picking up right where she left off.
It's a great play set up by the Rams. They used the pick to get Donaldson open, their best player in space, for a nice three.
Now tie the game up, and now Donaldson on the other end with the swat. DeFelice with the pass, but Donaldson loses it. And Norwalk regains possession. Under 5 minutes left to go in the first quarter. In this game between two middle-of-the-pack FCAC teams. Closely contested. New Canaan with the zone defense, hounding in on those shooters after giving up that early three. Down low to Mayhew again, and Mayhew over camera gets it to go. She's got 5 of Norwalk's 7.
Mayhew's really giving them trouble in the paint. She really knows how to use space effectively and get her shots up.
Trying to attack the down low areas of this New Canaan defense. Coach Palmer mentioned that to me before the game. Donaldson comes up with the air ball. Mandel from the far corner. Now too much on that air ball. Back-to-back missed perimeter shots. Norwalk the other way. Ashley calls for the screen now, gives it away. Trying to slow it down now halfway through the quarter and trying to feed Mayhew some more. She's doubled, pass deflected, and Mandel gets the loose ball. Here's the 2-on-2, the pass to Plosker. Plosker gives it up, extra pass to Donaldson, and again, another air ball.
I'd really like to see New Canaan try to work it into the paint, maybe to DeFelice or Camera. They're really settling for these outside shots on the perimeter.
It looks like they're trying to run a lot of that offense through Donaldson right now, Jackson, with the top 2 players in Cravado and Driscoll out. And it might be a little bit too much for the junior right now.
That's right, Ian.
Foul in transition. Donaldson not happy with the call as she was defending Kennerly. Coach Kelly is going to go to his bench for the first time tonight as CeCe Thomas will head of the scorer's table, the sophomore. Norwalk to inbound. Mayhew top of the key. Open 3, and it does not go down. New Canaan grabs the board. It's Camera. The missed shot coming from Tiffany Martinez. The ball is loose, and just like that, back to Norwalk.
Coach Palmer's not going to be happy with that one. They're trying to minimize turnovers as a unit to try to stay in these close games.
Well, Coach Palmer, now in her 10th year at the helm, took a 3-year hiatus when she stepped down after 2017, but came back into the picture last season, replacing John Winchester. Going the other way off of Norwalk. She's seen some of the great New Canaan girls basketball teams over the years. She's a 2-time SCAC Coach of the Year, but she's also seen those rebuilding phases as well. Last year in her return, the Rams went 5-8, bounced in the first round of the FCAC tournament by Danbury. Plosker, a little half spin. Directing traffic, Mandel didn't seem to be in the right spot. And now a violation on Plosker. She did not give the ball up, dribbling too much, and another New Canaan turnover, Jackson.
Yeah, I'd really like some of her teammates, maybe Donaldson, to show on the wing, maybe give her point guard a little bit of help there.
Yeah, Plosker, she's played plenty of minutes over the last 2 seasons. She did not like what she saw there. That play was definitely botched. On the wing, Tiffany Martinez dumps it down low to the paint. Little hop step move, and Donaldson doing it on both ends, rejecting Kennerly. Norwalk gets back in transition, still up 2. Plosker swings it to DeFelice, who gives it right back to Plosker, and is fouled by Mayhew. She'll head to the line for 2 shots. And that's just the first foul on Norwalk with 2:49 left to go in the first quarter. The Bears going back to their bench as Rachel Miller, the second, one of 2 juniors, on this Norwalk team, looks to get into the game.
It's a great job by Plosker of working inside and drawing the foul there. I think New Canaan's going to have a lot of success in this game working the ball into the paint.
Dead silent in the gym for Natalie Plosker. Has a great home turnout for the Rams. And Plosker makes her first shot from the line, cuts the lead to 1. Plosker now a 2nd-year starter. We're going to go 2 for 2 and knot this game up at 7. Mayhew checks out, and Plosker goes 2 for 2.
Excellent free throw shooting there by Plosker. The free throws have really been an emphasis for this team in the start of the season.
Zipping a pass, and it's nearly picked off. Kemmerer keeps it in play. Norwalk gets it back through traffic. A miss. DeFelice tips it up. Plosker comes down with it, and here comes the transition. But again, Norwalk gets back. Plasker spins and now is stripped. That pass nowhere close to the mark, stolen by Martinez. And in transition, Tiffany Martinez is fouled. You got to give them credit, Jackson. On the transition, Norwalk, they're showing the athleticism and they're making sure no easy buckets for New Canaan as Natalie Plasker picks up the foul call.
This Norwalk defense has been very strong to start the game, that's for sure, Ian.
In the corner, Martinez, defended by Kammer, goes up with the shot, airballed, rebound for Donaldson, who hits the deck and is fouled by Martinez in the process. And the Bears, as I mentioned in the pregame, have a 7-game win streak over New Canaan. Now, they did not play last season, but since 2013, February 2013, Norwalk has won 7 straight games against New Canaan. Now, a lot has changed in this Norwalk program, but still, quite an impressive stat nonetheless. Kammerer on the wing. A 3-ball goes up and no good. Mandel is staying aggressive, but she has yet to find really any offensive output so far. Donaldson with the active hands able to deflect it out of play. It will stay with Norwalk. Kelly looking for the motion offense to come alive for his team here on the inbound. Just under 2 minutes left to go in the first quarter. A low-scoring affair, tied up at 7. A cut inside, and a foul is called as DeFelice bumps Lamia Ashley. And a couple of free throws for her now.
That look was a great product of their motion offense there. She got open in the paint, and Martinez did a great job of finding the open cutter.
Yeah, it was a great pass from Rose Kennerly, top of the key, to find the cutting Ashley. No free throws, excuse me. So another inbound from the baseline. That was a 4th foul on New Canaan. Taking the hop step, taking too many steps in a travel. Called on Rachel Miller as she found herself in between a rock and a hard place in the middle of the paint.
Really likes to see New Canaan work the ball into Kammerer and DeFelice here, who have a significant height advantage over their defenders.
Plasker getting pressed as she brings it up the timeline. Mandel getting plenty of opportunities to lead this offense, with Megan Driscoll out of the lineup with a stress fracture in her foot, her left foot. Donaldson, doubled, loses the ball. And a great 2-on-1 opportunity for Norwalk. Bounce pass, miss. And out of play off of New Canaan. No, off of Norwalk, rather.
That was a great steal and hustle by Ashley to get the ball down the court.
And a missed opportunity from C.C. Thomas to bank in that layup. First time out of the game called from either team. It will come from Coach Kim Palmer with 1:15 remaining. Still knotted up at 7-7 from New Canaan High School.
I'd like to see Coach Palmer really settle her team down now. They've been running a lot of transition, but if they can set up their offense and slow it down, I think they could have some success in the paint.
Well, their biggest presence in the paint, as we've mentioned throughout this game, Jackson, Lucia Cravado started last year, was a player who could hover around the double-digit scoring mark on a point-per-game basis. When you lose that kind of playmaker in the paint, you really are forced to play more outside in and more than you would like.
That's right, and they're also missing Driscoll, obviously, who really stretches them out and gives them a nice three-point shooting ability.
And a good ball handler as well, but give her credit, Bella Mandel, a sophomore, first year on varsity, looks ready to step up and play some big-time minutes with the ball in her hands. And here she is now off the screen. Donaldson, good hesitation, floater, and the shot misses. Fighting for the offensive rebound. New Canaan cannot get it. The board goes to Miller. Norwalk up the floor. And Kennerly with the charge. Bella DeFelice sets that one up quite nicely.
Excellent play by DeFelice. Way to avoid the defensive foul and really set herself up to take that charge.
Third foul on Norwalk, 4 on New Canaan.
Norwalk foul Rose Kennerly. That's her second.
And that's Kennerly's second, so with foul trouble, she'll bow out and hit the bench. New Canaan has not made many substitutions so far. Only Kammerer coming in for Barnard with a shorthanded lineup. Donaldson dumps it off. Moving right, another tough shot for Mandel. Keeping it in play, DeFelice, and nearly getting the assist to Plasker. Under half a minute, first quarter. Couple of scoreless minutes now, and Norwalk seems to be confused as Lamia Ashley just holds it at the logo, and Coach Evan Kelly barks out orders from the sideline.
Ashley's looking for the last shot here.
10 seconds. Ashley driving left, hoists one up. Oh, and a bad bounce. Donaldson, 5 seconds. 3 seconds. Donaldson's going to have to shoot it, and she will not. Can it. Made her first three, but she's missed her last few. Both teams have missed their last few shots, and we're tied at 7 after one quarter, Jackson. What's your biggest takeaway so far?
I think New Canaan's obviously struggling to shoot, and they've really been trying to run so much transition game that they haven't really been able to settle down their offense and get shooters open for good looks. If they can get their shooters going, that will set up the paint game. And Norwalk, I think this is a really good start from them. I think it's better than a lot of people expected, coming off of their rocky missing last season, obviously. So their defense has looked good, and they've been playing great in the paint.
Well, COVID did affect last season, but Norwalk did get 7 games in. Missing, they did kind of look missing on the floor. They only won 1 out of their 8 games on the year. But this is a program in Norwalk that historically has been one of the best in high school basketball in the state of Connecticut. An 8-time FCAC champion, multiple state championships. And Coach Evan Kelly, he knows how to have success in the city of Norwalk. He was a player for the men's program, graduated in 2010, as I mentioned earlier in the broadcast. He left as one of the highest scorers in Norwalk men's basketball history. And his mother played back in the late 70s, early 80s. She won both an FCAC and state championship with this Norwalk team. So although he's only won 1 game over the last 2 years, his team coming off to a hot start in this game, looking to get their 2021-22 season back on track, and he's looking to keep this program afloat. Start the second quarter here, Ian, Nicholas, Jackson, Easley, and the rest of the NCTV 78 crew bringing you the live action from New Canaan High School gym. And the New Canaan girls basketball team's home opener. Down low on the block. Hoisting up the hook shot, missing off to the right is Miller. Out of play, off of Norwalk.
Great defense there by Cameron. Way to keep her hands up and avoid the Norwalk player drawing the foul there.
New Canaan rolling with the same lineup of Mandel, Plosker, Donaldson, and Camera, but checking in Sophia Rambuya for the first time tonight. She'll come in for Bella DeFelice. DeFelice forced to take on a much bigger role with Lucia Cravado out of the lineup. Just getting some rest, so Cravado should be back sooner rather than later. Donaldson looking to get the ball back sooner rather than later. She is being hounded right now by CeCe Thomas. New Canaan now swinging the ball. Camera nearly turns it over, gets it back top of the key. What great on-ball pressure from the Bears right now. Plosker near the half-court line, looking to create some separation. Pass deflected. Now Plosker scrapping at it. Jump ball. Really strong defensive effort from Norwalk's number 20, Sam Phillip, the junior.
That play was all set up by Martinez and Thomas there, who were really playing strong on-ball defense and denying those 2 guards from getting the ball away.
New Canaan somehow still has possession of the ball. Rambuya at the free throw line. Trying to get it to Camera, pass off the line. She gets it back though once again. New Canaan getting plenty of chances to score. Norwalk's not making it easy. Plosker just holds it. Donaldson, another hesitation, pulls up, tough shot. Does not go from the mid-range, but Donaldson trying her best to get the ball back from Thomas, and she cannot. To inbound, Thomas, just over a minute and a half into this second quarter. Serenity Mayhew, who scored 5 of Norwalk's 7 points in the first quarter. She'll check back into the game. Bella DeFelice, who was guarding her for most of that first quarter, is also looking to get back in. New Canaan bringing the press, as they have all game long. Phillip over to Thomas. Thomas down to Mayhew. That's where they want the ball. Offensive foul. That ball's going the other way. Bit of an elbow as she tried to bring it over.
No, Ian, in this game, which has been very fast-paced and a lot of transition play, I'm wondering if the masks are going to be a factor. I see some of these players kind of trying to pull their masks away from their face and trying to breathe out here. It's definitely difficult for these players.
Well, definitely, but when you factor in that the entirety of the 2020-2021 season. Masks had to be worn for all indoor sports, including girls basketball here in the state of Connecticut. I think it's just become a way of life, unfortunately, whether you like it or not.
That's right, Ian.
Donaldson brings it back out. Plosker in motion. Plosker sets up for her first three, and it's nothing but the net as New Canaan takes their first lead, 10-7.
Plosker's an excellent sharpshooter. I'd like to see her get more involved from the three-point ball.
And Plosker, for as talented a player she is, more of a pass first point, but getting aggressive there. New Canaan in dire need of a bucket. Little reverse lay-in under the hoop does not drop for Thomas. Rebound Rambuya. And that was the first points from either team in the second quarter. Donaldson gets it on the wing. Now driving to her left, looking to get it all herself, and she is fouled on the drive attempt. With 5:21 left to go in the first half. That one called on CeCe Thomas.
Excellent job there by Donaldson to draw the foul. I think that would have been a difficult finish otherwise.
New Canaan shot 6 of 11 from the line in their big win over Bassick to start the season a week ago today. Donaldson, who went 2 for 3 in that game, misses her first free throw of the night. 2 of 3 from the free throw line, I should say. She scored 22 points, most of them off of field goals. New Canaan does not make any substitutions. Donaldson misses both. Norwalk up the floor near corner. Camila Martinez looks to make something happen. And now Tiffany Martinez. Back and forth between the two sisters. Tiffany open. Tries to thread the needle to her sister in the paint, who loses it, and Donaldson scoops up the free ball.
Now Plosker's going to look to set it up here.
And that she will. The offense for both teams has really drawn to a standstill since the middle of the first quarter. A defensive grudge match. Plosker moving left, and another shot for her drops. All 5 of New Canaan's points in the second quarter have come from number 12.
Great job by Plosker and Donaldson there to set up a little bit of a two-man game that got Plosker for the floater.
The sister game doesn't work, but the putback for Serenity Mayhew does off the glass. Miss from Tiffany Martinez set that one up.
I'd like to see Plosker get DeFelice involved here. She's been open in the paint a lot of these past few possessions.
Mandel on the wing. Plosker pass tip. DeFelice tracks it down. Hits the deck. Rambuya cannot save it. Norwalk ball. Substitution for Norwalk as Rose Kennerly comes back into the ball game. And another breather for Serenity Mayhew, who is having one heck of a game. 7 of Norwalk's 9 points. Camila Martinez gives it up on the wing over to Sam Phillip. Phillip draws the foul. Rambuya commits the crime. 12-9 ball game. Only 2 field goals each between these two teams over halfway through his second quarter.
Sam Phillip shoots 2 for the Bears.
Phillip makes her first. Back to a 2-point game. Gonna see a substitution as Mia Ashley comes in for Tiffany Martinez. And for New Canaan, Kat Ronsky is gonna come into the game for the first time. Bella DeFelice out. 12-11 after 2 makes from the line from Phillip. Norwalk certainly wasn't out of this game, but Plosker helped New Canaan up the lead to 5, and now only 1. Mandel threads the needle. Rambuya dumps one off under the hoop. Ronsky, risky pass. And it's off of Norwalk's number 23, Lamia Ashley. From the sideline, here goes Donaldson. 3:29 left to go in the first half. Plosker over to Mandel. Norwalk with this aggressive man-to-man defense, which has been working all night long. Donaldson, another missed three off the front rim, and the rebound goes to Norwalk. 2-on-1, nice pass, no finish as it hits the bottom of the backboard. The miss comes from Camila Martinez. New Canaan now pushing. Donaldson swarmed. Ronsky, Rambuya, no bucket. Cannot buy a bucket right now if you're New Canaan.
Looks
Jump
like
ball.
Rambuya might have gotten hit in the face there. She looks like she might have been injured on the play. I think she's coming off.
Alternating possession, Norwalk.
Looking to shake it off, but you are right. Rambuya will come off in favor of Kammer. Looks like she got whacked in the nose, but she should be okay.
The lack of depth on this New Canaan team tonight, we saw a little bit of a struggle to get a defensive rebound there with DeFelice on the bench.
Yeah, and not only is Driscoll and Cravato out, but also Ellie Gussage, a three-point specialist, off the bench as Norwalk retakes the lead. That one dropped in by Lamia Ashley. 1 point lead for the Bears. Plasker corner, Donaldson wants to get a shot to fall. It has not been her night after her early three. And Kammer on the follow-up also can't can it. Just over 2 minutes left to go, second quarter. Norwalk up 13-12. Down low, Kennerly, cut and score. Beautiful find from Kennerly to Camila Martinez, and Norwalk extending the lead up to 3. Plasker pressured by Thomas. Mandel gets the touch. Donaldson staying aggressive. Plasker directing traffic as she moves right. And right in between a Norwalk player and Norwalk's coach. Steal for the Bears, and here comes Phillips. Phillips looking to take it coast to coast. The kick out, cross-court pass. Wide open in the paint. Oh, hesitation, but the bucket still falls for Rose Kennerly. It's almost like she was too wide open, Jackson, but hey, she still got it to go. New Canaan needs another timeout, down 5 with 1:24 left to go. In the first half, the Bears, with great defensive play, are starting to change the tide.
That's right, Ian. And I know Coach Palmer is going to want to talk to her team right now because as we saw in that last possession, the players were really static and didn't really seem to know where they had to go. I'd like to see a lot more cutting from this New Canaan team so they can get open and get those shooters good looks.
Well, we've seen a good amount of quality looks for Maddie Donaldson, and we know she has the ability to make them. But New Canaan is really hurting from the fact that their one really dominant scorer, Donaldson, just not having a good night.
That's right, Ian. They're going to need to turn around this run that Norwalk's been going on and try to make up this 5-point deficit before half.
Plasker feeds it to Kammerer, who's doubled. Norwalk staying aggressive with the trap defense, and they're nearly going to get a steal out of it. Racing for that one, number 23, Lamia Ashley. This Norwalk defense is getting really aggressive right now, Jackson. They're trying to trap, and they're trying to put even more pressure on New Canaan, if that's even possible.
That's right. And now Barnard checks in. Let's see if they can get her open for a nice three-point look.
Barnard started the game, picked up an early foul, and hit the bench. Plasker driving left. Mandel over to Barnard. Barnard to the paint. Kick out Donaldson. 3 in stride. Oh, she really could have used that one. Kammerer, the offensive board in the near corner. Barnard finds a lane and banks it in. Back to a single possession game. .35 seconds. Pull up 3 for Phillip, and it's offline of a right. Offensive board. No, excuse me. Mandel's got it. Zips a pass up the floor. Donaldson can't come down with it on the first take, but now all alone in the corner. She does! Bit of a shooter's touch there from Donaldson and a 5-0 run from the Rams off the timeout.
This New Canaan team's going to really hope that that's a sign of things to come in the second half for Donaldson. They'd love to see her get hot from 3.
10 seconds left, first half. Norwalk looking for one last shot. To the far corner, Phillip, 2 seconds. Cross-court pass, shot is up and got it off in time, but no good for Camila Martinez. Really great back and forth game so far. Jackson, 17-17 as we head into the halftime break between New Canaan and Norwalk. And look, both of these teams could really use an early season victory. New Canaan looking for their first FCAC win. Norwalk looking for their first win, period. And it's just been great basketball.
That's right, Ian. I thought Martinez and Ashley did a particularly good job hustling on the ball and doing great transition play and on-ball defense there.
Yeah, you bring up a lot of good points and a really good game. Home opener for New Canaan, and, well, it's lived up to the billing. So for Jackson Easley and Ian Nicholas, we will be back in the second half to bring you more of this one. A 17-17 game. We're about 8.5 minutes away from the third quarter, so stay with us. Back for the second half of New Canaan and Norwalk girls basketball, the Rams home opener in 2021-2022. Ian Nicholas joined by Jackson Easley in a 17-17 game. Jackson, you know, we've had a little bit of time to decompress, get settled in, and really evaluate what's been going on here. So what do you think is happening more? It's a cliche in sports, and I don't really know if it's factual or not. Is New Canaan losing this game, or is Norwalk winning this game right now? Is Norwalk doing something really right, or is it just New Canaan having an off night so far?
I would say, Ian, that New Canaan's really losing this game. They haven't really been hitting their shots. As I said at the beginning of the game, it's a key for them to start out hot and get their three-point shooters going, which really hasn't happened for them tonight. So they can turn that around in the second half. But for now, I really think they've not put themselves in a good position so far, and really letting Norwalk stay in this game.
That they are, but Norwalk also making some big-time shots. Serenity Mayhew having a big first half. Her presence in the paint for Norwalk has definitely been felt. Again, New Canaan playing without a couple of key contributors, and the effects are being felt. Donaldson, he's only made 1 3, hoisted up a lot of shots but have not fallen. She'll take the first shot of the second half for New Canaan, and it does not go. In transition, Norwalk sloppy, but it looked like New Canaan was the last to touch it. So it looks like it will stay with the Bears, and it will.
Mayhew with the football-style pass there to get the ball up the court.
The transition game hasn't been there for either team today, and they're trying to press the issue. Corner 3 from the Bears, offline of a right, Camila Martinez. Offensive rebound, and Mayhew traveled. And the coach falls to his feet, Evan Kelly. He's not a fan of that call at all. Now coming onto the court to plead his case. Actually, that wasn't a travel call. That was an offensive foul. Plain and simple on Mayhew. That's her third, so.
She gave Plosker a bit of a push there.
She did, and she is only 2 away from fouling out. So that's definitely something to watch down the stretch here. Another 3 doesn't go for Donaldson. 2-on-2, Norwalk on the break. Layup goes in off the glass. Mia Ashley, and the Norwalk Bears retake the lead by 2. Donaldson with the size up. Looking to create a shot here. Step back 3, effortless. We know Donaldson's got the ability to create that shot like few players in the FCI can, but when she's at work, it's special.
It's a great job by her to step back and find some space.
Corner 3 for Mayhew. Her first shot from distance, and a jump ball as Donaldson scraps at it with Camila Mendez. It will stay with Norwalk.
Interesting to see Mayhew on the perimeter there. Usually think of her as more of an interior player.
Well, so far, she has stayed down low on the block in the paint where she's been feasting. But the perimeter shot there. Camila Martinez over to the other one, Tiffany. Good pass to the paint for Tiffany Martinez, who falls to the floor. Her sister cuts to the hoop and misses the runner. Out of play, and it's off of Kennerly, so it goes to the Rams.
Barnard got lucky there to narrowly avoid that turnover. Here's Plosker. Let's see if she'll get Donaldson involved again.
Well, we'll start with Mandel, and you guessed it, on the wing, Donaldson. Going baseline, ball poked loose and a reach-in. Called against Lamia Ashley. Minute 40 into the third quarter. 1 point lead for New Canaan. No substitutions for the Rams, rolling with the lineup of Mandel, Donaldson, Plosker, DeFelice, and Barnard, who they started this game with. Barnard calling for it. Donaldson with some room in front of her. Gets the screen. Another 3. This one nowhere close. But Kennerly loses it out of play. Called a push. Norwalk will get it. The push on New Canaan. Again, New Canaan coming off their big win against Bassick. Looking to pick up their second win in 2 weeks against a team that wears green. I know I'm reaching for something, but that's a fact. Meanwhile, Norwalk looking to avoid falling 0-3 to start this season. Referee clarifying with the PA man, Bill Brown. who the foul was on, and officially that push was on Bella DeFelice. New Canaan, they've played with the press all game long. Jackson are keeping it here, and an errant pass had Martinez wide open, and Ashley missed her by a country mile.
Press paid off there for the Rams as they were able to force the turnover and get a possession back. Let's see if they can do anything with it.
Starting with Mandel, Plasker, and I'm predicting a throw to Donaldson. Yep. New Canaan rolling with that same offensive set all game. Now Donaldson looking to create. No shot clock in the state of Connecticut, so New Canaan in no urgency. DeFelice out to Mandel. Donaldson back over to Mandel. 2.5 into the third. 3 does not go. Offensive board, Plasker ripping it away from Kennerly. Plasker again. Good lane to the left. Kick out to Donaldson. Donaldson pull-up shot. Another miss from her.
Donaldson's really been hovering on this left half of the court. Even though she's a right-handed player, it's interesting to see how she tries to work herself open for jump shots.
She's had plenty of good looks, proven to be a quality shot creator. Off the bounce, catch and shoot. But those looks are not falling for her tonight mostly. On the near side of the floor, it's Ashley. Bounces it over to Martinez. Mayhew gets to work and scores over DeFelice. Norwalk retakes the lead by 1. Just under 5 minutes left to go in the third.
Great job by Mayhew to put the ball on the floor and use her frame to get that shot up over DeFelice.
Barnard loses her grip of it, but retains possession. Plasker cutting. Pull-up shot from the elbow. Doesn't get the bounce. Donaldson offensive board. She hits the floor looking for a foul. Mayhew zips one up to Martinez. Good transition defense. Maybe not. And 1 for Camilla Martinez.
Great job by Martinez there, running the floor, drawing the contact, and finishing.
Upping the lead to 3, looking to make it 4 is the senior and the older of the Martinezes. Second foul on New Canaan in the second half, as Martinez does not convert the three-point play. Plasker does not get the offensive board. Martinez is going to keep it with Norwalk. Norwalk looking very strong to start off this half. Top of the key is Tiffany Martinez. Just over halfway through the third quarter. Down low on the block, fighting for it. Missing and denied. Kennerly. Donaldson looking to get it going. And an off-the-ball foul on New Canaan. It's going the other way.
Donaldson, who's usually a very reliable ball carrier there, was called for a carry.
Yeah, my mistake. You mentioned it. The best ball handler on this team, especially with Megan Driscoll out. 23-20. Norwalk in the lead.
Norwalk's really been dominating the possession in the second half here. Let's see if New Canaan's defense can step up and get a stop on this possession.
New Canaan staying in the press. Norwalk trying to get to the paint. Cut from Mayhew. Good catch. Doubled, and it does matter as that ball spinnerking off the hoop. Donaldson takes her time. Floating one up to DeFelice, who's open and swatted out of bounds. With some mustard on that one goes Mayhew.
Mayhew's not the tallest player, but she plays like she's about 6'5" in the paint, swatting the New Canaan player.
Calling her a force would be an understatement with the way she's played on both sides of the ball. Barnard the inbound. Donaldson can't get past the defender. Now hoists up a shot looking for a foul. DeFelice slides to keep the ball in New Canaan's possession. Mayhew, strong board over DeFelice. And another good defensive possession from the Bears. Bounce passes stolen away. Great instincts from Donaldson. It will stay with Norwalk.
It looks like there have been some gaps in New Canaan's press. As you saw there, some of the Norwalk players were kind of leaking into the backcourt, and Donaldson really had to hustle to prevent that from being an easy bucket.
Norwalk calls for timeout. And do you think it's time for New Canaan to abandon the press? They've used it all game long. Norwalk starting to heat up in this second half. What are your thoughts on that?
The press is just really in their DNA as a team. I think they stick with it. It could help them get hot later on if their shooters start making shots. It could definitely help turn things around for them.
3:01 left to go in the third quarter. Ian Nicholas, Jackson Easley, and the rest of the NCTV 78 crew bringing you the live action. Again, New Canaan's home opener this season. Looking at their upcoming schedule, they will be at home for 2 more games next week. On Tuesday, they'll host Colby Cathedral at 4, and then a game that we will be streaming next Thursday, Darien. Our travel in New Canaan at 6 o'clock in conjunction with DAF Media, so you'll want to make sure you stay tuned for that one. Kennerly just floats one up in the corner, but they move it back up to the top of the key. Open 3 for CC Thomas, bottoms, and Norwalk up by 6, their biggest lead.
Thomas has been pretty quiet all game. Strikes there from 3. That was a real defensive breakdown by the Rams, leaving her wide open on the wing.
Yeah, a lot of disrespect, and she made sure to put New Canaan on blast. Pick and roll opportunity. Mandel keeps it on the perimeter. Plosker on the attack. Donaldson drives left. Another contested shot and another miss from her. Off of New Canaan, it goes to the Bears. New Canaan will stick with that press, as you mentioned. Martinez driving on Donaldson, and that's an offensive foul. Or excuse me, no, that's a defensive foul on Donaldson. They'll stay with Norwalk, and an inbound from the baseline. Donaldson grabs at it. Martinez hoists up a tough shot, and another foul on New Canaan. Kammer trying to defend Mayhew, which is easier said than done, and Mayhew will head back to the charity stripe.
Mayhew really just can't be stopped getting these boards tonight. She boxed out both DeFleece and Kammer there, who are two of New Canaan's tallest players.
And New Canaan, you mentioned it earlier in this game, Jackson, they're not going to their bench. And fatigue certainly could be setting in for this Rams team down the stretch, as they now find themselves down 7 with that Mayhew make from the line.
Especially for Donaldson, I'd have to imagine it's going to be a factor for her. She's played essentially the whole game here, and they've really been trying to run the offense through her.
Norwalk, another offensive rebound and another foul. Kammer commits it, and heading to the line is Kennerly. That's another facet of the game which Norwalk is winning in right now, Jackson. On the boards, although both teams are pretty evenly matched up size-wise, I'd say Norwalk is winning.
That's right, Ian. They've just been really doing a good job of boxing out and getting good positioning in the paint.
Kennerly goes 1 of 2. Mayhew checks out. Sam Phillip checks in. She made a 3 in the first half.
Now that Mayhew's getting a well-needed break, let's see if New Canaan can be a little bit stronger on the rebounding game.
Kennerly also goes 1 for 2. New Canaan grabs the rebound there from DeFelice. Mandel on the far wing. Screen from DeFelice. Mandel picks up her dribble, finds nothing she likes, and Coach Palmer doesn't like anything either. Timeout from her with just under 2 minutes left to go in the third quarter. And this New Canaan team, with only 1 bucket in this entire second half, they need a timeout. They've been outscored 11-3 through the first 6 minutes of this third quarter.
That's right, Ian. It'll be really interesting to see what Coach Palmer draws up here. I'd expect to see possibly a shot off a pick for either Donaldson or Plosker, who've been 2 of their stronger ball handlers and shooters tonight.
They'd surely love to get Donaldson a wide open shot, as she's been able to put up shots both contested and uncontested. Has not been her night. Maybe New Canaan will make a substitution. Again, playing without 3 of their best players, and Megan Driscoll, Lucia Cravato, and Ellie Gussage, all of them either starters or key contributors off the bench for Coach Kim Palmer's squad.
That's right, Ian. They'd really like Ellie Gussage tonight. She's a real strong three-point shooter, and in a game like this, where points are hard to come by, a good three-point threat is a great asset to a team.
And also, both of these teams, obviously FCAC rivals, but New Canaan in the FCAC East. A tough division this year with teams like Ridgefield, St. Joe's, and Ludlow at the top of the pecking order. Donaldson gets the inbound, and Donaldson gets the lay-in. Well drawn up.
Difficult finish with the right hand there for Donaldson.
Well, she makes the difficult look very easy. Deep two, just offline, and Mandel gets the rebound off the miss from Tiffany Martinez. 6-point game, 90 seconds left in the third. Mandel, solid move. Off the ball foul on Norwalk. Called against number 23, Lamia Ashley. Anna Barnard is going to come back into this game, checking in for Nola Kammerer, who's picked up a couple of fouls in the quarter.
Looks like they're going small right here. The only taller player for New Canaan is DeFelice. They got a bunch of guards in the game right now. See if they look to shoot.
And Donaldson, who's, I guess, listed as a forward, but really just plays like a big guard. Well said. She makes her move off the screen, fades away on the jump shot, and airballs. She's come up with a lot of goose eggs tonight. Thomas getting up the floor. Good crossover to get to the lane, and the floater will drop. And one, no, but what a shot nonetheless from CeCe Thomas.
That was some great on-ball defense until the crossover by Mandel.
Donaldson driving left. Who knows where she thought that ball was going. Here comes Kennerly on the other end, drawing the foul on Mandel, who has now had a couple of really tough defensive possessions. Mandel, a young player, which Coach Palmer is a big fan of, but also inexperienced, and some of that inexperience showing right now in some of her first big varsity minutes.
She's putting up a lot of fight out there, but she's playing against some larger, more physical players.
New Canaan now 6 fouls in this half compared to Norwalk's 3. One away from the 1-1 as Kennerly buries her first, and Norwalk ups the lead to 8 as they've hit the 30-point mark. Rachel Miller looking to get into the ball game for Norwalk. Kennerly goes 2 for 2 and will now sub out for Miller.
Let's see if New Canaan goes for the last shot here. 37 seconds left in the quarter.
10-point game, just over half a minute left. Norwalk busts out the press. Donaldson over to Mandel. Mandel loses it, trying to keep it in place. She can't. That is the sloppiest and careless of turnovers. Not a bad pass from Plosker, but a rough couple of possessions now for Mandel.
That's some of her inexperience shining through there, and it's unfortunate that the New Canaan roster is missing so much depth tonight because these players are definitely fatigued.
12 seconds for Norwalk. Already a 10-point lead. Thomas her back to Plosker. Her coach barking out orders. Mishandled by Martinez. Zips one to Miller. Down low, no shot, and that one does not go. Got off after the buzzer sounded from Lamia Ashley. What a change of events in the third quarter. We had a tied game heading into the second half at 17-17, and the Bears outscoring New Canaan 15-5 in the third frame to claim a 10-point lead as we head into the fourth. Jackson, does New Canaan have a shot to come back in this game? And if they do, what needs to happen to get them remotely close?
You know, Ian, basketball is a game of runs. Norwalk went on a run there in the third period. I'd like to see New Canaan get hot from 3. That's really been a weakness for them all game long. They have to get some shots up one way or another, whether they're working the ball inside to DeFelice and Kammerer, getting some shots from Barnard, Plosker, or even Donaldson, who's hit a lot of good looks today. They just got to get some points on the board to really turn the tide here.
And how tough is it for a coach to, go into the game with a game plan? And it looks like the game plan for this one was feed Donaldson, let her do her thing. And now it looks like they're going to have to pivot and try to get more players involved. How hard is that to switch a team's game plan? You're already 3/4 of the way through this thing.
Ian, it can be really demoralizing for these players here, but this is where they need to turn to their senior leaders. like Barnard and even Rambuya, to give them some good looks.
Yeah, New Canaan, of course, without their on-court captain with Megan Driscoll, their second captain, Perrin Tomasco, has not gotten any action in this game so far, but both players in the arena trying to provide some kind of spark to this New Canaan team in the start of the fourth. Plasker gets denied. That one tipped on the way up by CC Thomas. And that's a kick ball. They're not going to call it, though. But it was off of Mandel, so Norwalk gets it right back 16 seconds into the fourth. Phillip gets it in. Mandel working against Thomas. Another nice crossover from her. Martinez attacking DeFelice and travels as she runs into New Canaan's big.
That was a really pivotal possession for New Canaan, a chance defensively for them to turn things around and get some points of their own up on the board.
Well, it was more Norwalk's blunder than New Canaan's stellar defensive play, but hey, New Canaan will catch a break anywhere they can get one. Plasker gets the screen. Good defense on the perimeter from Norwalk once again. Mandel, a clear and obvious travel as she was in between two Norwalk defenders and had nowhere to go.
That's right, Ian. Now New Canaan will set up the press, try to force another turnover.
Phillip once again from the far sideline, far baseline. Mandel nearly gets it, staying with Norwalk. CC Thomas beat to the punch. A mulligan for the Bears. (32-22), Norwalk in search of its first win on the year. And with the way they're playing, looks like they're going to get that win unless New Canaan can do something. They're going to get the ball, though, as Plasker falls and a foul called. No, a travel instead. Coach Kim Palmer not liking that one.
You know
what happened there for Plasker?
I'm surprised with that call, too. It looked like she might have been pushed to the ground, but the ref saw it differently, and I think she traveled and fell.
52 seconds into the fourth. Plenty of turnovers from both teams. And there's another one. Barnard generates it one-on-one. She has it poked loose. Mandel is trapped. Loses it, and it's a push on Thomas.
That was a great job by Barnard there to force the turnover. As I said, they need to really look to their senior players with the most experience in tough games like this where they're down in the fourth.
Mandel looking to put it in play. Donaldson from backcourt. Has some room for the three ball, instead takes it inside the arc. Plasker takes the deep two, and a much-needed bucket for the Rams will bring it back to 8.
This New Canaan team can be lethal when they get squared up with the basket and get open looks like that.
Good assist, too, from Donaldson. Coast to coast, looking to go for it is Thomas. Strong rebound from DeFelice, and the Rams back the other way. Mandel comes up with it off the pass from Plasker. Plasker now cuts, but nearly takes a whacking from Miller. Norwalk a one-on-one. Here comes Phillip, who can't come up with it. Barnard a strong rebound. She was nearly out of bounds. Donaldson here on the 3-on-3. Crafty shot, gets the miss, and misses again. Third time's the charm for Bella DeFelice.
Great job by DeFelice finding the position that she needed to be in to get that offensive board and get a nice putback bucket.
Norwalk's lead cut to 6. Phillip loses it. Plasker comes away, lobbing it up to Plasker, who is fouled by Martinez, Tiffany Martinez.
You know, Ian, that's an excellent example of New Canaan's press, giving them some momentum offensively and allowing them to get another possession.
And momentum starting to shift in New Canaan's favor. And the Bears making a platoon swap, bringing in Camilla Martinez, Rose Kennerly, and their star Serenity Mayhew. Coming out CC Thomas, Rachel Miller, and Sam Phillip. The whole starting 5 coming back into the game as New Canaan making a run. Barnard gets rid of it quickly. And DeFelice getting rid of it to nobody. popping it up vertically along the near sideline. Here's Ashley. Ashley to the hoop, no harm. DeFelice, a strong rebound, and she's fouled by the Bears. Called against Rose Kennerly.
Norwalk foul, Rose Kennerly. That is her third.
Both teams have 6 fouls with only 5 minutes to go in the 4th period.
Yeah, both teams have 6, and now Kennerly and Mayhew have 3 apiece. So both of them just 2 fouls away from fouling out. And Norwalk and Coach Evan Kelly sure hope that does not happen in the final 5.5 minutes. Trying to protect the 6-point advantage. Barnard back to Plosker. Mandel defended by Martinez. She gets the screen, and the other Martinez switched onto her. Donaldson moving right. 3 is up. 3 is not in. Off to the left, a tough miss.
It's a tough miss for Donaldson, especially because she got the look she wanted there. She was wide open on the right wing.
You can tell when they go back in the film room after this game, win or loss, Donaldson is certainly not going to be happy with a lot of what she sees, but you can tell with the shot-making ability she has. Only a junior, really bright future within this program for Coach Palmer. Martinez to the far corner. Mayhew tries her luck on another 3, and she's now 0 for 2 from deep. Great offensive board for Kennerly. Deflected by DeFelice, but Ashley gets it back. Now getting the work. Shot up, shot not in. Another offensive board. And there's another one. I sound like DJ Khaled out here, but Norwalk continues to grab offensive rebound. And then finally a jump ball.
Must have been 4 consecutive offensive rebounds from Norwalk. Buchanan's really got to box out.
You know, you might miss Lucia Cravato's scoring, but her rebounding is what Coach Kim Palmer and assistant coach Chris Silvestri have got to be missing the most right now. As after all of that, the Bears will keep it. Catch and shoot 3 off the inbound. And what a nice shot from Camilla Martinez. Bears back up 9. Looking to put this game out of reach. New Canaan needs a bucket in a hurry. Plosker sets up the screen. Donaldson spins. But Norwalk rotating really well on defense. Barnard the 3. Oh, in and out. Offensive board for Donaldson. Nobody picks her up. All alone in a wedgie. And despite the miss, Coach Kelly screaming, you can't just leave the ball. And oh wait, Coach Kelly is gonna be the hero. He might have graduated 11 years ago, but he still got the same bounce as he did back in his playing days.
I think you could get up there too, Ian.
Jackson, you're a funny guy. New Canaan's actually gonna keep it off the wedgie, which really they need with only 3:55 remaining. The pass to Mandel, nearly stolen by Tiffany Martinez.
Narrowly averted a killer turnover there with only 3:54 left to go in this one.
35-26. Norwalk on the verge of their first win on the year. Donaldson catch and shoot, and another miss from her. But out of bounds off Kennerly. Once again, another New Canaan inbound from the baseline. And with not a lot of offensive success recently, another timeout from Coach Kim Palmer. Are you looking at, sorry to cut you off,
No
Jackson. If you're looking for a bucket here for New Canaan, which obviously you are you trying to force the ball to Donaldson or maybe try to catch the defense by surprise and get to the other maybe many role players on this team?
I think Donaldson's definitely going to draw the attention of the defense, but with how our shooting night has been going, I think they definitely look to some of their other players. Maybe they bring in Rambuya off the bench, potentially, to be a shooter. They could look for Barnard or Plosker, but I think it's time for Donaldson to kind of facilitate some offense and create looks for her teammates.
We'll see what the plan is following this latest break. Ian Nicholas, Jackson Easley, rest of the NCTV 78 squad, bringing you the live action. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more New Canaan girls basketball action throughout the year. Again, our next live stream a little over a week away. New Canaan Darien girls basketball. You won't want to miss it. Also got a hockey game tomorrow, which we'll be live streaming. Donaldson will inbound. Looking for her team to get in motion. Mandel. Floater up, floater off the mark. Easy rebound for Mayhew. Coach Palmer looking back at Coach Silvestri, extremely disappointed with how that unfolded. Martinez, dribble handoff. In the corner, Martinez looks for another, and she gets it. Second three of the quarter for Camila Martinez, and that could be the dagger with under 3.5 to go, and a 12-point lead for Norwalk.
Martinez with back-to-back threes in that corner is really crushing New Canaan's hopes.
Donaldson with a desperation heave from downtown, and it goes up and over the backboard. Slapping her hands against her hips. She's been frustrated all night long. Inbound to Ashley. Stolen by Mandel for the moment, and she will cleanly get it. Barnard on an island, sets her feet. Three doesn't go. Donaldson the offensive rebound. And now she's hounded in the corner by two Bears. Off of them, though, so it'll stay with New Canaan.
Let's see if we see a sense of urgency from this New Canaan team with under 3 minutes to go and a 12-point deficit.
Well, I think we already saw it on that last shot from Donaldson. Just abandon any kind of offensive sets at this point. You see a shot that you somewhat like, hoist it up, down 12.
That's right.
New Canaan not spaced out well, and Donaldson's got nowhere to go. That's a 5-second violation.
Donaldson having some words with her teammates there. They really did not know what they were doing or initiate that motion.
She's all business when she's out on this floor. You can tell how much this team means to her, even though she's only been at the high school for 2 years. She's giving her heart and soul out here. Off in Norwalk, a turnover for Kennerly. It'll go back to the Rams, but hasn't been Donaldson's night. But this is the kind of player you want leading your program.
If the Rams don't score here, Ian, I think this one might be closing out. This is the last chance for the Rams to get some points.
I couldn't agree more. Here's Plosker. Donaldson calls for it, trying to break free. Plosker gets it to her. Donaldson, one-on-one. Gives it up to DeFelice, who's going to give it right back to Donaldson. And a foul on the floor against Norwalk. That one called on Lamia Ashley, her third. She's the third Norwalk player to hit the 3-foul mark, but nobody is fouled out from either side in this game. We've now entered the 1-and-1. Donaldson to the line. With a miss and a rebound from LeMahieu. Mayhew. Now, I know I'm a Yankees fan, but I'm letting it show a little bit too much there. Martinez looking for something, saying, come on, Lamia Ashley, let's get open, and she does. Mandel with some good instincts. 1-on-2 opportunity, hoists up the shot, and a good finish from her onto the hoop. And one goes down over Rachel Miller. Might be too little too late. Been an up and down day for the sophomore, but a nice shot there nonetheless, Jackson.
Now she's got a chance on the and one to make this a 9-point game here.
8th foul on Norwalk. As Bella Mendel, looks to convert the 3-point play, which she does. Back to single digits, 9-point lead for Norwalk, 1:57 on the clock. New Canaan playing a great press, but they get it into Kennerly. Kennerly stripped from behind, working it up the floor. Martinez looks for her third three of the quarter, and she gets it.
Martinez really with a dagger there to pretty much cement Norwalk victory.
41-29. Wow, what an effort from Norwalk. This program has been down in the dumps over the last 2 years as Donaldson hoists up a three to no avail. But then a turnover as Kennerly didn't know where that backcourt line was. But in just under 90 seconds of game time, Norwalk is going to pick up just their second win over the last 2 seasons. Their first FCAC win on the year. Inbound to Donaldson, who trips and falls out of play, looking for the foul. No push is called. Norwalk up the floor, looking to continue to add to the lead. Martinez tries to thread the needle, and Donaldson's having none of it. Mandel over to Plasker. Barnard hounded. Under a minute remains. As I mentioned, New Canaan, 2 home games next week on Tuesday, Colby Cathedral. On Thursday, Darien. As Mandel gets another late basket, and New Canaan now up and over 30 points on the game. Meanwhile, Norwalk will now be 1-2 on the season. Their next game is on Monday against New Milford at 6 p.m. as they will be playing in the Greater Danbury Girls Festival. New Canaan has now entered the 1-1, so Norwalk will head to the free throw line as well, with just 47 seconds left to go.
This is definitely a huge win for Norwalk tonight, as they can really turn around their season. But it's a real demoralizing defeat for this New Canaan team. It was looking to get a good start.
It really is, but, you know, led by one of the most optimistic people I encountered over my 4 years here at New Canaan High School in Coach Kim Palmer. This team certainly will always bring the energy as Ashley converts her 1-1 free throw and earns another. But led by a couple of really optimistic, smart, talented coaches, and Kim Palmer and Chris Silvestri. Obviously, Chris Silvestri known for his prowess with the football team over the years, his second year as an assistant coach alongside Kim Palmer. Ashley goes 2 for 2, lead up to 12 for Norwalk. Anyway, long story short, demoralizing loss, yes, but for New Canaan, they should get back on track mentally soon enough. Donaldson, another 3 up, another 3 off the mark. Offensive board for Mandel, getting it right back to her star teammate. Donaldson again on the attack. Plasker, she's had a couple buckets in this game, but airmails what will most likely be her last. New Canaan playing till the very end. Ball loose in the half court, picked up by Kennerly. Just like that, in their second win in 2 years, the Norwalk Bears are going to spoil the Rams' home opener. Another late foul from New Canaan, and they cannot celebrate this win just yet as the clock is stopped with 3.5 seconds left. DeFelice commits her 3rd foul, and we're going to go to the 1-1.
You can see the emotions on the faces of this young New Canaan team. They have a lot of depth missing today, obviously, but with a lot of juniors and even the sophomore playing all day today, they'll definitely have a chance to rebound later on in the season as the team gains a lot of experience.
Tiffany Martinez makes her first, earns another, gets the second, and that will be your final score. 45-31. One last heat from Donaldson, up and blocked. Norwalk ending the game as strong as they started it. Rose Kennerly with the denial. And as I was getting to, 45 Norwalk, 31 New Canaan. The Bears pick up their first win on the year and are 1-2. New Canaan in their home opener and in their first FCAC game drop to 1-1. Wow, what a great game from Norwalk, playing New Canaan for the first time in 2 years, and they get the job done. Coach Evan Kelly has got to be pleased with his team's performance. From Jackson Easley, Ian Nicholas, and the rest of the NCTV crew, we wish you a great night. Eva Campbell on camera, Emily Fox producing. Big shout outs to Athletic Director Jay Egan and our advisor Roman Cebulski. So happy to rejoin you guys on NCTV 78. Hopefully I'll be back a little bit more over my winter break, but always great to stop by, say hi, and call a great game for New Canaan High. Have a great night, everyone.